welcome to the channel, Mac Dr. Bill. I start by saying I thanks and I appreciate every single one of you have subscribed, like, and comment. I thank you for your support. Alright boys, so today we're working back on the Wolverine, the K24 EG hatch track build. Last two videos we've been working on and off on her. And the video before this one, at the end, you guys seen that I got locked in. It was a funny part, but not so funny because in a case on an event or an emergency at the track, it could be a serious issue if I don't have a way of getting out, which it was something that I meant to do a minute ago. But with life, laziness, and trying to think and figure out of the box how to make something, today is that day. Then I'm going to show you guys how to solve this issue when you make door cards. For anybody that knows, these aren't made when you make your doors lightweight reduction. You pretty much cut them and gut them so they are lightweight for your race car. So when you do race cars like this, sometimes you're not going to have handles or any of that because you eliminate it. So we're going to address that issue today and make sure we don't get locked in the EG hatch no more, and it's going to be functional. With that being said, let's get it. Alright, so the doors obviously open from the outside as they should, and they lock. It's just when the inside, since everything is gutted, it's been eliminated, we got to make up a system to be able to open the doors at all times. And I got something in mind. Alright, I'm going to show you something of imagination. I seen something similar. I looked for like ways online, but nobody really showed it. So this is pretty much what I came up with. Pretty much a sketch of what I need. Sort of a blueprint, if you want to say. So I traced that into a piece of cardboard. That's how I started originally. This is my dream. This is the vision, right? And this is the prototype. Just like that, boys. So I started with this, modified it to that, changed the design to this, and this is simply a mechanism that just goes like this. As you guys see, pulls back, pause, and forward. The way I design it, I made like a little groove right there, sort of a stoppie for the handle. When the wire pulls back, it's gonna be like this. When we're trying to open the door, of course, that function right there, you guys see it? It's just kind of hard to do with one hand. Is what's gonna open the door. I sort of made a slot in there. I pinched it with a toothpick, so just for the prototype, so I could see the functionality. Which, when we make a prototype, we're gonna do it just like this, just a little better. Of course, not cardboard. And I'm gonna show you guys where this is gonna go before we start fabricating and actually making it from a vision to a reality to a prototype to a functional part on your vehicle. So I'm gonna show you guys more or less where this is gonna go at. All right, so you guys seen I have no way of opening the door. That's why I got locked in last time. Pause. So the way I designed this, it's sort of gonna go like this in here. Pause. I designed it to just set in the top here. You cut like a little incision. This set here with 2 screws, just like that, or so. And once it's in place, you connect your rod that goes from here to the lock, which we're gonna do by pulling the level or the door handle, if you say. It's gonna make that function of opening and closing the door. And this is gonna go simply on the top, just about like that, or so. It's an emergency racing handle. I seen it in the racing world. I couldn't find no site that made this for sale. So this is gonna be a pretty much a custom part, just like anybody have in the past. And this is just my prototype. So I'm showing you guys how this is gonna go before I start fabricating it and mounting it on the door. From a piece of paper to a functional working part on a cardboard, sort of a blueprint, but this is gonna go on the door and it's gonna open and close our doors. No problem. Which we have to remove the metal, the door card on the door. Before we could proceed with everything else, we start the fabrication on the part itself. But pretty dope. Wanna share with you guys so y'all can understand the concept on this. And this is a simple. I know that a lot of people was trying to break their head in the past. How was I gonna open the door? I was trying to figure that out for a minute. I seen all the racing cars that people had sort of the same thing, whether they were custom or they order it from somebody else. I don't know. I've been looking for a minute, so that's why I decided that fabricate my own, motivate you guys to do something like this. So when you do your door cars on a racing vehicle, you guys don't stay locked in and you got that cool racing modification on your door and your vehicle every time. Simple modification we could do, boys. Right, so just wanted to show you how this goes and where, so you guys understand it. We're gonna get the materials, get to cutting, start fabricating this, so that we could start mounting it on the door and making it functional. With that being said, let's get it. All right, boys, it's the next day. About to get the materials, see what we have available, so we can make these door handles for the door cards to work. Let's get it. All right, boys, this is gonna be a simple DIY. It's something that I'm doing for myself, most of it. All right, so for this we could use any steel, have to be steel. I don't want to do it with that aluminum on this, because for that I'm afraid it's gonna flex and bend on me. So I'm doing steel on mine. 2-3 pounds more is not gonna make a weight reduction problem. So yeah, we're gonna trade this here so we could start cutting and start fabricating this. All right, boys, light modifications. I had this iron steel bracket. It's gonna be too hard to cut with a grinder, so I had this flat bar aluminum on the hatch to hold the fuel cell. So I'm gonna change that in the hatch in the future. For now, we got this bracket. Figure I keep it all aluminum related. It's thick, still gonna be light. Done trace both of my pieces, what I gotta do. So I gotta proceed to cut them, and then we're gonna grind them up. All right, boys, so I got this situated here with a vice grip so it doesn't move. I'm gonna start proceeding to cutting. Being that in here, I'm gonna try to shave it off as much as I can before I fully cut it. Put you guys in a time lapse. Let's get this done. Alright boys, you're looking at your first prototype of the handle. It's gotta get cleaned up. Took me a minute. The cut, this aluminum is very thick. Imagine if I would have used the iron steel. Like the grinder was a little jumpy. It was hard to get it sturdy. I know that that's not the best working tool bench, you know, the vibration pause, but we made it happen. It went from a vision to an actually a functional pour that we're making work now. This is my first one, so I'm gonna go and clean it up and proceed to make the second pour. So once we got in working function, I could duplicate that off camera, and we have passenger and driver. Pause. It's too a little hot, that's why I'm moving it so much, letting it cool off. So yeah, let's get it. All right boys, moving on to phase 2. We cutting the plate for the handle. I don't want off camera show you guys what it look like, but I'm gonna explain to you the process before we do it, so that way you guys don't get lost in the fabrication on this, even though it looks simple. All right, what we're gonna have to do is I gotta drill in here. I'll show you guys how I'm doing this. Pretty much about 3 or 4 times with a drill bit size of the thickness of the piece that I'm doing. And after we drill the holes, because we're gonna make the holes first, because it's gonna be harder to drill the holes and clean it once you cut the piece. So that's the first step. We'll clean this area, which is the slider for the handle. Then we cut it and trim it, and it should look something like this. If you guys see, this is phase 1 on this. Sorry, trying to work with one hand and keep you guys in the camera, so I'm trying to see how can I do this. All right, so I'm gonna hold it for me. It goes like this, and I just rest in there, pretty much like that or so. So this is gonna do the handle function that we had in the cardboard. So this is a functioning part. I gotta drill the hole for the hook for the door latch to work, to open and close. Few holes here that I'm making for just design wise, you know, so I just give it a little bit look. But this is what that piece look like that we don't fabricate it. It's got a stoppy, so it just don't go any forward, it just rests there. And of course, you know, once it opens back, so you guys see its functionality. Pretty dope. So I'm gonna put you guys on a time lapse, drill the holes like I did on this one, clean it up as best as I can, because this is homemade and it's for me, it's a prototype. In the future I'll make sure they are more perfect, more accurate. In the meantime, I'm happy with this. We are not gonna be no longer lack in the hatch no more, and we could use the door cards. So yeah, let's get it. It's also gonna give it that racing look we're looking for to complete the door cards on the EG hatch. Let's get it. Alright, the slider is something like that. Like I said, it's not perfect, but say it's a prototype of mine, so I really don't give a shit. It's gonna work, gonna look cool. I don't care about a little bit of slack, because I want it to be functional. I don't want it to be stuck. So then I gotta do like some dowel pinholes here, so it just doesn't drop in, and I could just move forward and back. Next step, I'm gonna cut it all around like I did the other one, clean it, so at least I could get to attempt to finish this one, and we can install the one, and off camera I could finish the other one, of course. You know, it's pretty much the same thing, explanatory. So apply the same method to passenger to driver side. With that being said, let's get it. Alright, this is what the piece should look like once cleaned up. Alright boys, so this is what we're looking like. All the parts is made and finalized. Alright boys, I'm in the basement. I'm gonna show you guys the final product after it's sanded down. This is what we're looking like. Not too bad. Give them a little bit of shape. Sanded it smooth so it looked like something that would have came from somebody that custom fab it. These are nice and smooth, ready. The slots, they're not perfect square because it's kind of hard, but overall in the future I could master that. For being the first prototype, not too bad. This second handle, I custom modify it. I use a screwdriver. I put a hole there and I use a screwdriver, cut it. I end up putting it with JB weld in here so it holds up. And this is literally gonna fall inside here just like this. Show you guys in a minute. So, yeah, that's sort of the functioning, so that do not cave down. This is gonna obviously function as it should. Kind of hard to do one-handed. But so I wanted to show you that we went from this pretty much vision that I had. This is the blueprint, and we end up turning it into a functional part today. I put it there so you guys could see it better. Of course, this tied up in place. Alright boys, so I organized this a little better. Show you guys that this is what we had in mind. Just a vision. And today we actually got the functioning part that we built. So pretty much the same system. A quick release door handle that works for emergency to open the door on the door cars. And we have the actual little prototype here. I taped it. And the door, the way this goes, you have to either rivet it or put self taps in the top. You gotta slide a little incision in your door top to put this, so it just slides in sort of like that. Connect your rod to that, to your door latch, and you guys got yourself a door handle for racing door carts. Pretty dope, boys. Alright, we're gonna wrap it up here. Next time we'll do the installation on the hatch, see how this went. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. It took me 2 days to build this / make it, from designing it to making it actually a functional part, you know. Pretty stoked. So we're gonna wrap things up. Alright boys, like I said, that's pretty much a wrap. Definitely stay tuned for next time that we do the installation in the Wolverine hatch. Pause. Like I show you guys out of the cardboard one. You cut your little incision here just so that I could slide it in there, and you mount this with one screw or even a rib nut, but we could put self taps in both sides just like that in here. The bracket goes something like this. Pause. So that little section there, you guys have to drill it out. So this could slide in here. Mount this plate to this. We take the door apart last time. Next time we'll hook up the rod to the door latch, and I'll show you guys how it hooks up and how we are able to open the door from the inside. Pause. But pretty stoked, boys. I had to lack myself last time in it, so that I have to figure something how to do it. I've been looking online. If they do it, I couldn't find it. If they had videos, nobody was showing it how to do it. So I'm showing you guys how I'm doing it. And the possibility of the future and make this for mass production for the people that use as well. So stay tuned. Another custom ND fat parts, just like the door cars, just like the size curves we make. MD Fat, Street People's Champs, with the Underdog Have a Boys. We got the custom wings, got the size curves, we got the door cards. Now we have quick release emergency door handles. Put a stoked. Right, boys, so we're definitely gonna wrap it up here. I'm stoked, I'm happy, extremely stoked that we were able to fabric something, fab up another part, share with you guys, and make it something that's gonna be functional. So, with that being said, stay tuned for the next time that we install this. Show you guys how I did it, how I installed them, how they're working. Also, stay tuned to follow up when I make this for mass production in the future. But let me know what you guys think of the idea. No more staying locked in the hatch. And there's one more part that I'm happy that I built up, fabricated. With that being said, I'm all thanks and I appreciate every single one of you have subscribed, like, and comment. Thank you for your support. Till the next time. Peace.